Hi crafty friends, Mary here. I'm back today with my first Halloween card of the year. Oh, I love Halloween. It's my favorite time and I love making Halloween cards. I'm terrible about actually mailing Halloween cards. Actually, I'm terrible about mailing any kind of card. But especially Halloween card, I just can't seem to part with any of them. I should just make several of every card I make so that I could feel like I could part with them. But I digress, as I am known to do. So, what dies am I using today? I am using these super cute witches. It's a set of 6 witches by Impression Obsession, and the wishes are, they measure, let me see, is there a measurement here on them? No, but I can measure them for you. They measure, let's see, this one over here, who's the one that, the crazy one that's kind of doing a, what I think she's doing is a somersault or a cartwheel. She is probably the tallest one, and she measures about 1 3/4 inches. And the smallest one probably would be this one, since her legs are more spread apart, and she would measure from top to bottom about 1 1/4 inches. So like I said, 6 wishes. They all have their little brooms, and the one hat probably belongs to the one that's upside down. So I'm using this die set, and the cool thing about the die set is that, I mean, one pass and you get all 6 witches and all 6 brooms. So it's awesome. I love this little die set, and I will be using this in another card for this post. So stay tuned for another card. So I kind of did some pre-work on this because I did a lot of inking. Not really overly happy with my inking. I'm not sure. Lately I've been just not happy with my inking. I don't know what. My purple is not as bright and vibrant as I wanted, and my green is equally not as vivid as I wanted. But I digress again. Let's move it. So I kind of positioned my pieces, my die cut wishes, and I stamped a haunted house and colored it with distress inks. No, actually I didn't use distressed inks. I used watercolor paints for them, and in the positions that I wanted, and I took a snapshot so I could remember the placement of them so that I could go back to them. So I'm going to move the little witches over on the side so I can start assembling, and I'm going to kind of keep them in their positions a little bit. Okay, and then the house, move that apart, and I made a moon by just die cutting a I believe it's an 1-inch circle. So, and then I wanted some dimension. I'm not gonna pop these up, but I wanted some dimension on my for my grass. So I used another die for these. I used this set of dies, the Stitch Grassy Hill Edges dies by Frantic Stampers, and it's 2 in a set, and they're stitched on the bottom. These are old. They're both 6 inches long, and they're great. I've had them for years, and I love them. I use them for a ton of stuff. And the way I did it is I stamped them, and if you notice, the bottoms are stitched as well. The dies themselves don't do that. I did that with the stitched die that I used to cut my slim panel. So I just had a piece of paper that a cardstock that was the complete. I die cut it with the slim, with a section of the slim, and then I use my Grassy to cut 2 pieces out of it, and then I'm just using it to save on paper. So I'm going to glue these down first, and I'm just going to use, I was going to use my tape runner, but when it comes to ink, stuff that's heavily inked, I like to use a stronger adhesive, so I think I'm just going to go with something like this. And I'm not sure if I'm stay within the camera. And there we go. I'm not going to worry too much about all the jagged pieces that resulted from the cut line of the top of the other piece, but I'm going to put this aside for just a moment before I add the dimension to the thing, because what I want to do is this haunted house that I used is a stamp. And if you want to know what the stamp is, even though it's not the stamp is by the Rubber Cafe. I don't know if it's still around. It's just a very old stamp that I got at one of the scrapbook expos a long time ago. But if you notice, I cut out just the house, but I want the background. I want the tree and I want the fence. Now the stamp, you notice the stamp has a moon and some bats, but I didn't want that on my image. So I basically, what I did was I cut it out in a manner that I can always stick it back in there if I ever want to use the complete stamp. Don't be afraid to trim your rubber stamps. Just be smart about how you trim them so that you can use them as intended if the need arises. So basically this is just like a little jigsaw puzzle. It fits right back in there, and it doesn't hurt the stamp at all. So I'm going to stamp this, and I'm going to stamp it here where I would put the house, and I will get the background of the tree and the fence. I didn't want to have to deal with cutting out that fence, fuzzy cutting the fence or the tree. I need to get myself a die of a haunted house and a die of a tree, of a scary tree. So I'm going to bring in my pad, and I'm going to ink this. And I'm going to, I'm not going to get all of it in there, obviously, because I'm not going to get it, I'm not going to put it in the center, I'm going to put it off to the side. So I'm going to put it like right there. That's not bad. A little over more than I intended, but I can work with that. Okay, so that's done. So now when I put my house here, see, my tree is in the background. I already created dimension there. So that's good. So now I'm going to add my elements here. I'm going to start at the bottom with I'm going to try to keep the top part of this open so I can insert this other piece until, there we go. making sure that it's aligned. There we go. Not too bad. Okay. So now I have my two grassy hills. Now let's put the adhesive on my house, on my haunted house. I have to go to the website and look around for what kind of haunted houses are out there and place an order. I know that I'm pretty sure Lawn Fawn has something that I can pick up. And then a tiny piece for the roof. There we go. And let's put that in here. And I'll just cut off anything that's extra, that's overlapping or falling outside the card. So now let's do the moon. Let's position our moon over here and our little witch that is flying over the moon. And on my witches, I when I ran it through my die cutter, before running it through my die cutter, I used score tape so that they had adhesive already. It makes things so much simpler, so much easier. Let's put a little piece of adhesive on my moon. Can you guys believe that it's already the middle of September? Wow, it is. I'm doing this card on the 13th. Sunday the 13th, so can't believe it. Okay, so let's do it right. So I'm going to put it like there. No, don't want to do it in the middle. And then the witch, she's going to be flying by, like right there. Oh, she's awesome. So now I think, let's put our other little witches. This design would work really well with ghosts. I think she's like, because they could be all over the property. Now, another thing to keep in mind is some of these witches have a direction they're walking or running in. You could change that by flipping your die over. Like, for example, this witch that I'm about to glue right now. If I wanted to, if I had thought about it, I would have put the adhesive on the other side before cutting it so that she could have been going this way. but I didn't think about it. So now she has to go this way. And I'm going to put her, I think, over, I'm going to put it over here. Right in front. I think this wish is jumping. Like she's excited, so she's jumping. Because they're all basically, you know, maybe it's they're happy because it's fly season. Maybe it's flight school. Maybe it's their, you know, graduation day or something. They get to fly away. Maybe, here we go. Put the little extra. Okay, so that's done. I am going to get a little brush because I think, where's my little tiny brush? Because I think the glow of the moon, is it hickory smoke? Yeah, maybe it should be white. I'm not sure. Let's see if this works. I think the glow of the moon should cast... Ah, that didn't work out. Get a tissue. I don't know if that's going to clean up. Let's see if it... Kind of trying to lighten it up. Can I do it with a paintbrush, do you think? There we go. Maybe. Trying to give it like reflect some of the moon, like the cast, you know. Okay, I think, not sure. I think I messed up over here a little bit too much. But I think that's the gist of the card. Let me cut the one section off. Now, prior to, once I had finished inking the background, I sprayed the whole background with this stuff, this Glimmer Mist. And what shade is this? I believe, oh, Pearl. Pearl. This is an old bottle too. It lasts a really long time. I've had it for years. But I love it. And it gives it a really nice glimmery background, which I like. But that's my card. Once again, on this card I used the Impression Obsession 6 Witches die set, and the Frantic Stampers Stitch Grassy Stitch Grassy Hill Edgers for my card. Or my card front. I'll just glue this to a card and a slim card, and that'll be done. Probably put the last little wish that I didn't use on the front, this one with this doing the handstand on the inside with a happy Halloween greeting. And that'll be the card. Until the next time, take care. Bye.